The wait is over. The Mezco 112 Collective DX Wolverine figure has finally dropped. He's a dynamite-looking figure with 8 different head sculpts, 5 claw effects, 2 different belts, a very highly detailed and very well-painted Sentinel diorama base that has a light-up effect that's just straight-up dog, but this is why I hate light-up effects, and you'll see that again shortly. He's a dynamite figure, but is he worth the $155 price point? We'll be taking a closer look. I'll let you be the judge. Stay tuned. We like to start off every review with what I consider one of the most important parts of the figure, and that is the head sculpts. This portrait is my favorite and slowly becoming my absolute favorite Wolverine Mezco portrait, that is, because of the detailing in the hair. He actually has 2 different colored browns going in, a light brown and a darker brown to really bring out the details, and this figure actually looks much better in person because of the way the light is hitting it right now. You know, it's drowning out some of the details, but it looks great. You can see the redness around the furrow in his forehead and around his eyes because he's got that strained look on his face, so they really captured that with the paint pretty well. I just love the way this looks. I love the little pieces of hair hanging down there. Little tiny paint imperfection right there where my nail is, but barely noticeable unless under this, you know, high-def camera thingamajbob going on over here. Anyways, let's pop this out and show the next unmasked portrait, which is still pretty good. Not a lot of detailing in the hair, though. It's more combed. It's more relaxed looking. So that's why I like the other portrait a little bit more, because it's not as highly detailed. Although there are no bleeds in any of these portraits, really, between the color of his face and his hair. So that really works, especially around the ears. It's very well done. Right? Very, very well done. Like this one, too. I like pretty much all of them. However, one I'm not that crazy about, because we need a Sabretooth figure in order to really make this one shine, and that's this unmasked head. Not unmasked, what am I talking about? It's the battle damaged head that a lot of people online are posing. It's got a lot of detail. You could really see the adamantium underneath, which is really freaking cool, because it's pretty highly detailed. I'm trying to get the camera to focus on it a little bit, right? But I'm not really that crazy about battle damaged faces unless he's fighting a character like Sabretooth and the like. Here, there's the top of his head. Right, so it looks pretty good, just not one of my faves, because the rest of the body is clean. So how are you going to have a battle-damaged head and have a clean body? Going on to the Jim Lee look, at least that's what I'm calling the Jim Lee look, because his ears are enormous on this. They're pretty big. I wish it would have came with something a little bit more in between this, which is supposed to be super short, and the super long ones, maybe a mid-size one. But he still has that Gene Simmons giant upper lip thing going on, like I said in my review of the older Wolverine from a couple of years ago. Yes, that's right. I said he looked like Gene Simmons with the big upper lip. This is the in-between head, the snarling look. I like this one a little bit better. The teeth in this is painted way better than the original. The teeth are actually painted very well, so that's good. And you can see the texture on the mask, too. Look at the texture on that. So that's really nice. So the head sculpts on these are actually very well done. Let's take a look at the inside of the Wolverine's mouth. Open wide. Okay, dentist Wolverine. Looks good. All the lines are clean. The tongue looks pretty damn good. And look at the furrowing around his eyes. You can see the strain marks in his face. I think they did an excellent job on this one. He looks good. We're going to take some pictures, if you guys haven't seen them already, depending on how I mix this thing down. Here's his Hulk 181 first appearance Wolverine, or 180, last panel that is. Little known fact. Again, the blues in the eyes really show up nice, and the lines around his face, the whiskers, are very well done. Details in the head. Obviously, I don't have it snapped totally down. And the mask, detailing on the mask is nice too. Last but not least, we have the snarling look, and mine came with a little bit of a paint imperfection right under his left eye there. That's your right, his left. And again, the teeth are painted pretty damn good too. Well, there's a little bit of spacing between that one over there in the corner. But nonetheless, it works. So, let's move it along. Now we're going to take a look at the articulation and the outfit. We're going to start at the bottom here with the rocker ankles, which they go in decently, not great. That's about as best as you're going to get. They don't go out that much. So the rocker articulation ain't that great. The forward and back movement ain't that great either. However, the knees are double jointed. You have a hinge up here like you normally do for most Mezco figures. Another problem I have, most of my problem is in this area of the figure, and that's the way they did these shorts. Yeah, they look nice, but as soon as you do this to try to get a leg up, and get him in a crouching pose, you're going to get lines in here, and then after a while you're probably going to get cracks. You could see that the lines kind of sort of stay in there after you unpose the figure too. So be careful with your Wolverines, okay? Also, the pants, you got to kind of work them a little bit. And as far as the belts go, another huge pain in the ass. For some reason, they designed the belts in a way where I'm not that crazy. It's really hard to get this thing to snap in. It's easy if you hike it up on his waist, and then you got to really, like, get it to go in there. And I'm not even doing this. Fuck the belt. Moving on. The belts are whack. Anyways, the figure's got all the good articulation up in here that he normally does, and he can do the X-Men Wolverine X-Cross over his chest fairly easily, although there is no butterfly joint up in the shoulder area, and he can get his arms all the way up, rotating to the side. There's the hinge that was in the old Wolverines that you can see underneath there. See that little piece right under there? That's the hinge to move. There you go. See that? That moves this up and down so you can pose the actual parts of his shoulder armor. His head looks up pretty decently, right? It looks down really well all around. Nice, good ball joint on the head, so I have no problem there. However, the twisties in the waist articulation, there is none in the waist. It's all in the chest area here, and I have an issue with that because he really doesn't get much further than that or that. So he's definitely restricted up in here. He goes back pretty good, though, and he doesn't really crouch down that well either. Okay, so that's something else to be wary about. A lot of people are giving this figure perfect scores and high marks all around. It really doesn't. It's a great-looking figure, but it definitely has its restrictions. And something else to watch out for over time is definitely those tiger stripes. You see the stripes on the side of his outfit here and up here? I'm already seeing that they're starting to peel from certain collectors. Is this supposed to happen? That's what you're hearing. Is this supposed to happen? And these things are peeling over here. So be real careful when posing and putting your thumb on it and switching it back and forth. The rubbing will definitely cause these to peel over time. So that's something else to watch out for, is if we didn't have enough with these damn things. But he looks great nonetheless. He poses good. A little bit of elbow grease, as I usually say in my videos. And usually with a nice amount of effort, you can get him looking. Look at that. No effort at all. Looking pretty good. Just to squeeze this in real quick, the belt does have a neat little feature in that the buckles themselves come off, but only on the red one. If you can get the belt to even go on his waist, it pops off there. And then the other one, oh, nope, there's the X. Get that off. See, there's like these little pegs in here. Pegs right in, and you can give him like his buckle look. Okay, so that's decent. However, this belt looks cool, but it's a huge pain in the ass to get this thing to buckle in without causing it to look. It's already starting to come apart. You see that little whiting area over there? That means it's already starting to stretch out. No bueno. All right, Wolverine comes with a bunch of these accessories that you attach to his claws that is supposed to make it look like his claws are like swooshing through the air. This is obviously taken from the Marvel vs. Capcom game where he does his special move and, you know, he knocks you down with this. It looks like he's holding ice. He's got like an ice shield. This looks ridiculous. This one doesn't work, and it's a huge pain in the neck. His claws go into like these little holes here. It's awkward. I think this is ridiculous. I'll never use this. This is stupid. Some of the other smaller ones, though, work really well. The claws slip right in fairly easily. See, look, they don't really stay on that. Look, see how it's like kind of loose and not really staying on that well? Some of them stay on well, some of them better than others. You're going to have to just pose them. These are better for photography reasons. I guess that's why they were included. You know, some of them are cool. Some of them work. Some of them don't. He's got this really long one. This one's really nice looking, but it doesn't really stay on. It's a huge pain in the neck. Oh, there, it went right on. Look at that. Maybe I was just wasn't messing around with it enough. Some of them look cool. Some of them, other ones, not so much. There's a straight one here. And you got this kind of like semicircle looking one. All right, there you have it. The Deluxe Sentinel base that Wolverine comes with is really, really well done. It's beautifully detailed. It has that stupid light up effect that I think is a complete waste on all these figures. But look, even without the articulating arm, you can get Wolverine to stand up on there. Let's pull Wolverine off, though, and take a closer look at this thing because it's really excellently and expertly sculpted and very, very good with the paint job. It looks really good, man. The paint job looks great. There's scratch marks and silver marks underneath the paint going through the overall paint on the Sentinel. I mean, look at the slash marks in the head. This looks cool as hell. This is going to be rough for me to not have Wolverine up on this thing in the display cabinet. However, the light up feature takes 3 batteries that come with it. You have the on and the off switch, so you put it on. You need a little screwdriver for it. And then you press this button right here, this red little button, and that's it. This is so stupid, in my opinion. Look, there's the eye glowing here. A little bit of kind of strobe effect going on behind this one. And look at on the chest. There's a little bit of a strobe effect going on in the chest. And you can barely see it when you turn it on in a room with lights on. You really can't even see it. This is just stupid to me. I don't know. I don't... Look, whatever. Just paint the eyes like they're on. I don't understand this. I'm not an action figure photographer, so I really don't care. But for those that are watching this, with all due respect, you guys do some great work. So this came in 2 parts for me. Okay, I think it just snaps in like that. But the eye is pretty cool because the eye can come out and you can pose the eye like kind of hanging out and dangling in all different ways and stuff. But the detail on this is really freaking incredible. It really is. Excellent work on this. Light up feature, not so much. We're going to end the video off with a nice height comparison, and as you can see, if you pose Wolverine properly, you're not going to have any discrepancies with his height. He looks great just like this, posed like this, the way Wolverine should be next to his X-Men counterparts, and he fits in and looks great, and he's the perfect height. Who's going to pose their Wolverine standing straight up and down anyway? Let's pull these guys out and do a quick one over with the old Wolverine, Logan, which is still my favorite Wolverine, especially with this newer head sculpt from the Deluxe set next to this Wolverine. I think they look great together, and yes, that is the newer head sculpt because here's the older one, and the newer one looks light years better. The head went right on for me. As far as the older this one goes, it ain't going to fit. You're going to need a Dremel or something. But all in all, I'd say that we're going to give this Wolverine 4 out of 5 cups. He's not perfect. Don't believe the hype of everybody going nuts over him. Is he an awesome Wolverine figure? Is he potentially the best Wolverine figure out of the market right now? Yeah, but watch over the video and you'll see all the quirks and the problems I have with this figure. He's not perfect, but he's damn good. Take it easy, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.